are you?
Best day of my life.
Okay, we made it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with a quick vibe check. How would you describe the vibe in Detroit today?
Electric. Like, this city is just got such a spirit today of so much excitement, and there's people lined up. I mean, it's not even open yet, and there's huge crowds. We're so excited about what it's going to look like.
Okay. And you've been working in hospitality and tourism for over 20 years. To you, what makes a city like Detroit special?
You know, Detroit has a vibe that's very different than anywhere else I've ever been. It was my fifth city coming to Detroit, and it's just a certain spirit that Detroiters have and Michiganders have, and I just felt it, you know, and it's hard to describe, but we've got a culture and a swag and a difference that you just don't find it anywhere else.
I love that, and I couldn't agree more. What's one thing that you think people get wrong about Detroit?
You know, that this isn't a safe place. There's this negative perception out there, and I don't know where it continues to come, but it's just not the truth. It's not the reality. And I can tell you that both of my young adult children live in the city of Detroit. They work in the city of Detroit. They walk to work. I mean, this is a great place, and it's such a beautiful city, and it's a great place to live.
I love it. I know we're going to talk a lot about tourism and people visiting the city, but what's something that you want to say to Detroiters and people who have lived here, who have been here, and who have seen the changes and challenges that we face?
Well, you know, I came here in 2011, and the city has gone such a change, and there's been such a transformation. We've had so many positive things that have taken place, and you know, I look around, like a place like Capitol Park that's been completely redone, or the Riverwalk, which now stretches from the Ambassador Bridge to Belle Isle, and it's been named #1 in the country for the last 3 years.
Business.
I mean, there's so many cool things, and I hope the people that live here, you know, recognize that this place is awesome, and they're awesome too. I mean, the people make the place, but we need to, I think, recognize and be maybe a little less humble and a little more proud that this is where we are.
I love that. Less humble, more proud.
That's right.
I'm going to take that to heart. The draft is officially here, and I know you've been working the last couple years to bring it to Detroit. It's finally here. How are you feeling? What are you most excited about?
You know, I'm so grateful. You know, we've had so many great partners be a part of this draft, and you know, the city and the DDP and Rocket Company have been so instrumental in making this happen, and the National Football League choosing us is just such a validation, you know, of our destination. And for me, I think the greatest part is going to be tonight when there's hundreds of thousands of people all over the city, and they're going to show on a worldwide national audience drone shots of the overhead of all these skyscrapers and all these skyscrapers under construction, and this beautiful blue pure Michigan water and all these people. I think people on a worldwide stage are going to look at this on their TV and say, I had no idea. That's amazing. I have to get there.
Yeah. You talked a lot about the NFL choosing us. So CEO to CEO, what does it take to bring a large event like the NFL draft to Detroit?
You have to have a vision. You know, we presented a real strong vision. Like, we could have done this in Corktown. We could have done this at Belle Isle. We were like, listen, where to do it is right in the heart of downtown, in the heartbeat of this city and this region. And so for us, it was really about providing that vision and then having, you know, the ability to do it, the infrastructure. I mean, you know, we have the #1 mega airport in the United States. That drives a lot of business. You know, you can say, all right, people can get here. I think also the fact that, you know, we're located within a 4-hour drive of 6 other NFL cities, that also helps with you say, hey, listen, you know, it's going to be well attended and it's going to be successful for your brand.
I love that. I know on a panel yesterday, Peter O'Reilly talked about this being a different sporting event for the NFL because usually it's in a stadium, but the city is the stadium.
That's right.
And so what are, you know, your top 3 places that you feel like people have to visit when they come to Detroit?
Well, for the draft or for just this?
In general.
Oh, well, first you got to come and see our Riverwalk. I mean, it's just amazing. And then, you know, I think we have the best sports city in the country. I don't think there's any question. We've got all 4 major sports teams right in the heart of downtown, 4 teams within 3 city blocks of each other, all in brand new stadiums. We have more theater seats than any other city except for London, Las Vegas, or New York. So that's like fourth in the world.
Yeah.
And then you've got, our arts. You've got the Detroit Institute of Arts. You've got the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. You've got the Henry Ford Museum. I mean, there's just so many things. Eastern Market. Only Florida and Texas have more boating licenses than the state of Michigan.
Wow.
So we have all the water in the world, all pure, beautiful stuff, amazing culture, and nobody does music like Detroit. I mean, any genre, you name it, we have it, and the people sell out the venues that they're hosted in.
Okay, so the water, the music, and the sports.
That's right.
All right, I love it. And that is the culture of the city.
It sure is.
Okay, and we're here at the NFL draft, but we want to keep the momentum going. We want to bring more large events here. So what do you see for the future of Detroit?
Well, we're actively working on several different new events that we're trying to capture. We already have the NCAA Final Four for 2027, but we're working on the Big Ten Football Championship, the Big Ten Basketball Championship. We've got the National Basketball Association coming in soon. We want to get that NBA All-Star Game locked up,
okay.
NHL All-Star Game,
think we could get
Olympic
the Super
trials. The Super Bowl is a tough one. That's a lot of money, and normally, when they choose a cold weather city, it's because they opened up a brand new stadium. It's kind of like, all right, if you spend $1 billion on an indoor dome stadium, we'll give you a Super Bowl. And
okay.
So that's how I think Minneapolis got it. Nashville's building a new indoor stadium. They'll probably get one as a payback for that. But, I think Super Bowl is tough. Like New Orleans has 20% of all the Super Bowls that have ever been held.
Wow.
So I think the NFL has a formula for warm weather cities, but it's not out of the realm of possibility, but it's a long shot.
Okay. I'm going to do a quick this or that to wrap us up.
Sure.
So city vacation or island vacation?
Oh, city.
Okay. Lake view or ocean view?
Ocean.
Lafayette or American?
Lafayette.
Soccer or hockey?
Hockey.
And jeans or a suit?
Suit.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming to Vibes and Drives with the actual CEO of Visit Detroit.
Well, you're the CEO. You're the Chief Energy Officer. She's bringing the energy.
We're bringing the energy, and I'm so excited to experience the energy of the 2024 draft. So
we're thrilled to have you with
work.
us. Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate it.
This was great.
Hey, beautiful.
How are you? Ooh, I love all these custom pieces.
Why, thank you. I had to put on the extra for you, honey, because you set the standard, honey.
I know that's right. I love how we do.
Yes.
So before we get into it, I want to do a quick vibe check. It's the NFL draft. How do you feel the vibes in the city are right now?
Honestly, I feel like they're always great.
I know
Even when they're terrible, I feel like they're always great. So I love that all eyes are on Detroit right now.
Yeah.
They should be all the time anyway because we're so amazing, but that's none of our business if they're not.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I love it. I love that people get to see us and what we have that's not what's always portrayed about us. They get to see for themselves how wonderful the people and all of the experiences here are. So that's dope.
And I know that you're talking about how wonderful Detroit is, and every day is a day to love on Detroit. But tell me why you love this city.
I love this city because first and foremost, Black love resides here.
It sure does.
Black confidence resides here. We strut in our Blackness. We never have questioned our Blackness. We treat everybody like we cousins, minimally, you know what I'm saying? So, and I love that this is a city where we make our own way. Like if somebody won't give us a resource or whatever, we go find it, or we'll create it on our own. We'll figure it out. And that's what I love about this city. Like we literally can create the worlds that we want to live.
So you talked about in Detroit, we make our own way, and you moved to LA to expand your experience, and then you came back to Detroit.
I did.
What prompted your return?
Honestly, when I moved to LA anyway, it was 20 years this year.
Wow.
Actually, this is my anniversary year for that move. It was a temporary move anyway. I always knew I was going to return home. I actually stayed in LA 2 years longer than I planned.
Wow.
I was there for 7 years. But honestly, around 2009, or even before then, I knew that Detroit was going to go through a resurgence. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to be a part of it. I didn't know what that was going to look like. I had no idea what that was going to look like, but it was the best decision I ever made.
I love it.
Yeah, to come back home when I came back home.
And I moved away and came back home too. It's something about Detroit that just keeps you, you know?
Yeah.
And so with that, like, what do you think makes our arts and culture scene so distinct?
I think, is because if Black people are the culture creators, which we are.
We are.
Like, we are the culture.
Globally.
We create the culture. And this is what we've always been, like, as a city. Like, people think that we're Motown, just the music or just the movement as far as cars, like a car city, but we've always been a visual arts and craft city too. But that's never been at the forefront, but it's always been here.
Okay.
And it's like even the Funk Brothers, right, that played for Motown. They worked at the plant. You know, they worked, plant jobs or, line jobs. And that's why they were called the Funk Brothers, because by the time they would get to Motown to create all of those beautiful hits, they were funky. Like literally funky.
Literally.
So like it's always been like all of the things that make Blackness Black and so amazing. It's here. Like it's here. You know what I'm saying? It's lived here. It's cultivated here. Like it's here. And we have the Southern hospitality through our Great Migration routes. We have everything that we need or here to build the lives that we want. If all we have to do is like dream big and talk to the right person that's gonna push you. We literally can create a way to make our own way. And it's kind of crazy. I know it's such a blanket statement, but it's true. Like if you want to paint a mural and ain't nobody hiring you, okay, paint a mural in your garage.
Yep. And they'll see it.
You know what I'm saying? Go to a coffee shop. See, hey, you want me to do da-da-da? Like you literally can create your own opportunity because all you need is one chance. You know what I'm saying? To do exactly what you want to do, how you want to do it. And just one person to see it. And
it's a thing.
Your life is now changed.
That is my career trajectory. If you want to be the CEO and they ain't hiring you, make yourself the CEO.
Make yourself the CEO.
And you talked a lot about being culture creators. I'm very excited to be the first person to announce and share that you will be Visit Detroit's Arts and Culture Ambassador.
I will be.
Well deserved. What is something that you're looking forward to sharing and highlighting about arts and culture in Detroit?
I look forward to sharing all of, so I'm a visual artist, I'm an interdisciplinary artist, but I'm most known for my murals. So I'm excited to share like my own mural festival that I co-founded, Blackout Walls Festival. And I love, and people can give themselves tours. If you go on the site, blackoutwalls.com, they give self-tours to all of the beautiful work that myself and other artists of color have created along the city, around the city. Hell, even Murals in the Market. City Walls has beautiful programs that's happening this year. Like if you see all these cleats around the city, like it's actually one behind us, painted by artist Phil Simpson. It's so many beautiful activations happening. Like whether you're downtown, midtown, north end, east side, west side, you're gonna see some art. Even if it's on a beauty supply, you're gonna see some beautiful murals around the city. So I'm excited to share that stuff. My boy YG has a new show on WDET. Like I love, I just want to share stuff, share like my people and what they're working on. Sabrina Nelson has a traveling show about James Baldwin. This is his 100th birthday year. So, and I feel like that might end here. The show might end here or in Paris. So that's exciting. Like Sabrina Nelson. I'm excited to share like Maria Moore's work, Ajada Cortez, like so much here. Like from the DIA, which is the Detroit Institute of Arts, to the Detroit Historical Museum. I look forward to the streets, honey. to the streets. Like it's so much to see and experience here. And I cannot wait. It's so colorful. It's so
vibrant. Lively. You can feel the soul of the city through
We
the
are
art.
loud. We are all of the things. We are loud. We're flamboyant. And
proudly.
we wear them things proudly.
And
all of them.
I love that.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about what encapsulates the essence of artists and art in the city of Detroit. And we've seen a lot of people from outside of Detroit gravitate to the Detroit art scene and want to make some space for themselves as well. What are some pieces of encouragement or advice that you would give to tourists or people who live globally who have eyes on Detroit and are considering coming here?
I would say my advice would be to, when you come to a city, whether it's Detroit or anywhere else, get to know the community first. Like, don't just see something, because oftentimes, especially when it comes to Black culture, period, people see something, they love it, and they just want to take it for themselves. I just want to have it.
It's not yours to take.
It's nothing to take, baby. It's something to join. It's something to be a part of. Absolutely, because we have beautiful artist communities here. You know, it's not just one thing. It's not a monolith at all. So come and find as many communities that you could be a part of, you know, add to, not take away from, and learn from, you know, learn and then give, you know, because it's an exchange, you know, student teacher, it's an exchange, you know, so just come humbly.
I love it.
You know?
And Visit Detroit has a shirt that they're showcasing right now that says, "Come to Detroit, but come correct." And I think that's our attitude.
That is. That
correct. Speaking of coming correct, this is a big city with a lot of beautiful, bold spaces. What are 3 of your favorite spaces in the city in general?
Outside of my home.
Outside of your home, because the sanctuary is always going to be top.
Yes. Outside of my home, 3 of my favorite places are Flow Boutique.
Okay. Keep it fly.
Because she always has the goods.
Yes, she does.
You know? She always has the goods.
And she's been there.
She's been there. Source Booksellers. Oh my God. Like, because also she's always been there. But tailor-made burgers. Okay.
What's your favorite burger on the menu?
Well, what was it before I had to give up beef?
Okay.
They tailor-made burger was my favorite, but girl, they got shrimp and rice bowls. They got a turkey burger that'll make you question if this is beef or not.
Wow.
That's how good it is.
Like, I'm gonna have to try that.
It's on the east side. It's on 7 Mile in Lamont. It's right, you know, in the Coney Gardens area, and everybody knows Coney Gardens because Jay Dilla. And, you know, I always like to give this shameless plug. Jay Dilla's mama was my Girl Scout leader when I was a kid.
Period. Legacy.
Okay.
Cousins.
So I am a Coney Gardens child. I'm a child of Coney Gardens, which is, and for those who may not know, Coney Gardens is the first neighborhood in Detroit where Black people were allowed to build and own homes. Own. Because before that, we were not allowed to own.
To freedom.
To freedom. To freedom. To us.
To us.
Yeah.
And owning.
And owning.
Whew. Okay.
Yes.
To wrap this up, I'm going to do a quick this or that with you to see what preferences you own. How about that?
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to do, hold on. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to do a quick this or that to see what your preferences are.
Okay.
So canvas or wall?
Honestly, that's a seasonal question.
Okay. That's fair. In a city like Detroit, it sure is.
Yes, it's a seasonal question. If it's summertime, wall.
Okay.
But if it's like in the winter, fall, definitely canvas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Belle Isle Beach or Metro Beach?
Metro.
Okay. The DIA or the MoMA?
DIA.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Hip hop or jazz?
Hip jazz.
Hip jazz. Jazz hop.
Jazz hop. Jazz hop.
Okay, and then skating or biking?
Biking, because I can't skate.
Okay.
But I do want to learn this year.
Okay.
I'm going to learn how to skate this year.
We love a go.
Yes.
And Detroit is a good place to skate.
It is, but while other people were skating, I was playing video games. So that's where I was at the skating rink.
Video games over skating.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, yeah, y'all can bust y'all ass if y'all want to. I'm gonna be over here.
I know that's
playing
right.
Street Fighter. Ding, 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 ding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yes.
Okay, well, I'm so excited to be alongside you, highlighting what's going on in the city. And thank you so much for joining me with Vibes and Drive.
I am so honored to be here.
Yes.
I am, matter of fact, I've been wanting this moment since I met you. So
I know that's right.
This is
I'm
like
happy
perfect
we've had
timing.
it.
Yes,
In the
me
Cadillac
too.
Escalade.
In the Cadillac
Real Detroit
Escalade.
girls.
Let's go, honey. Let's go. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And let's have a great time this weekend. How
We
about
will.
that?
Okay, we outside.
We outside. Come on, NFL draft.
Hey.
Hey, Amber.
How are you?
Good.
Happy draft.
Yes, I'm excited.
Thank you so much for coming.
Finally.
I know we got it. It's
Finally
here.
got it. Long time coming, but it's here.
I'm going to do a quick vibe check because I know the city is very vibrant right now. What do you feel like the vibe of Detroit is right now?
I feel like it's just alive and vibrant. Like a lot of positivity, good vibes, good energy. People are just proud of Detroit and where we've come.
Okay. I've seen you in so many communities showing up in the city, and your love for Detroit is very present. What are some of your favorite things that you love about the city?
First and foremost, the people. Like, I just love the people of Detroit. Like, you can't find us anywhere else. The energy, the resilience, the stories, the determination, and then the history of our city, because we have overcome so much in Detroit, and we have so much history in the city. And so just the comeback story I love, you know, us being able to overcome some of the challenges and just come out stronger and better. So the people, our history, and just the beautiful architecture of our city. Our neighborhoods are amazing. I love everything about our city.
I know that's right, me too. And I love being a Detroit girl.
Yeah.
And being a Detroit girl, I know that city council represents us and you all make decisions for us. So talk about what kind of decisions had to be made for something like the NFL draft to be in a city like Detroit.
Yeah, so any major event of this capacity comes through the city council as a special event request. And so all types of permitting, road closures, all of those types of things come before the city council. So we had a major role in making sure that this event was successful and was happening here in Detroit.
Well, thank you so much for the work that you all have
Thank
done
you.
because Detroit has never seen anything like this. You know, we've heard about hundreds of thousands of people coming here, $1 million impacts. And what is something that we can look forward to as Detroiters for lasting impact of having a large event like the draft?
Well, I think number one, the perception of Detroit, the stigma, hopefully will change. The negative perception. When you say you're from Detroit, sometimes people kind of look at you a little crazy. But when you come here and you experience the energy, the vibrancy, the people, I think that people's perception will change. Of course, our local economy is going to be impacted. And then also we were able to partner with Detroit Sports Commission and provide grants to nonprofit organizations with youth sports and literacy in Detroit. So we believe that the draft will have a lasting impact far beyond just the draft, the 3-day event, and looking forward to the ripple effect. Maybe the NBA All-Star will be next, or another Super Bowl.
We would love
that. That's what I'm betting on,
Okay.
that we will have more big events like this.
Yeah, and that really impacts our legacy as a city. And speaking of legacy, we've seen your trajectory in politics. You were the youngest city council person, and now you're council president. And we have a lot of young people who are looking to be politically engaged. I'm sure that process for you was a little bit isolating being so young. So what are some steps that, you know, people who are looking to get into politics who are young can take to get into office, and what pieces of advice would you have for them?
Just start where you are. Start with what you have and where you are. Use your voice, find issues that you're passionate about, speak out on those issues, you know, be confident in who you are and where you are, whether it be, you know, running for school board, starting a block club, just getting organized and active and involved in your community, I think is most important. And the key too is finding something that you're very passionate about, an issue or a cause, and then advocating it in that area. So I think we need more young people in various levels of office, and it doesn't even have to be elected officials as well. It could be on boards and commissions, but just using your voice and being involved is key, staying civically engaged.
To wrap up, we're going to do 5 quick this or that's,
Okay.
just to see what you like a little bit more.
Okay.
So, rap or gospel?
Ooh. It depends.
Yeah, for the day.
It depends on the day, but probably more gospel now.
Yeah, and they have gospel rap
Yeah,
too,
they do.
so it's a little blend. Workout or chill out?
Workout,
Okay.
without a doubt.
Lamb chops or lobster tails?
Lobster tails.
Okay. Downtown or the Avenue of Fashion?
Downtown.
Okay. I understand. You represented that. VIP or with the people?
With the people.
Okay.
With the people.
Well, thank you so much for visiting with me for Vibes and Drives.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to having a good time at the draft.
Thank you. Me too. I had fun. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well. Welcome to Vibes and Drives with me, Detroit CEO. I'm so happy to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for giving us this vehicle to utilize and showcase just how bold and ambitious Detroit is with a vehicle like the Cadillac Escalade. I want to do a quick vibe check with you. It's the 2024 draft, so how do you feel like the vibe of the city is today?
I mean, it's on fire. You can tell the draft is here and everybody's excited.
Yeah. And so we're in an era of transformation for the city of Detroit, and Cadillac has gone through that too. Can you talk about how Detroit has impacted and imprinted on the identity of Cadillac?
Yeah, well, Detroit, as you know, is the first UNESCO City of Design in the U.S., and design is paramount for Cadillac as a whole, as a brand, as Escalade. We've always been design leaders. If you think back to the big tail fins of the 50s, Cadillac originated that, to the sophisticated look of the Mad Men era in the 60s. And then today we've got our bold reinvention with all of our electric vehicles. We've got the Lyriq that's already out, our Celestiq. We've got the Escalade IQ right behind us. So really that bold reinvention into the future, leaning on design and that never-ending spirit of innovation.
Yeah. So one thing I love is that Cadillac boasts a mantra of audacity. That's a word that I use to describe my brand. What does being audacious mean for Cadillac?
Yep, well, to your point, Cadillac's audacious. We champion big ambition, bold moves, big leaps forward, and innovation. And that's really at the core of what we do. Everything we do, we take that big leap into the future. The Escalade IQ, for example, that's parked behind us. It's one of the vehicles spearheading our leap into the all-electric future. It's all about no compromises. We've got 450 miles of range. It's big, bold, it's got a confident aura to it. And that's also really big as well. Confidence, not arrogance. So for people that are confident, and we love to say in an Escalade, you don't just show up, you arrive.
I can agree because I've had this Escalade for a little over a month and I've never felt so confident and so much like myself. So the values translate to the driver experience. The folks that we're talking to today during this Vibes and Drive, a lot of them are artists, tastemakers, and community leaders, and I've seen that expressed through who you work with in the brand Cadillac. Can you talk about why that's important and why you want to highlight those folks in the work that they do and how they impact culture?
Yeah, well, Cadillac just has naturally had a tight fit with culture going back 120 years since we've started. Even most recently, the Escalade, this is actually its 25th anniversary. So Escalade, Escalade, Cadillac, we're synonymous with the red carpet, with being bold and really championing those that see what could be and really striving to make themselves the best version of themselves.
Yeah.
And we work with a really natural fit. What's nice about Cadillac is that a lot of people come to us. We don't have to necessarily go to them. They come to us and want to be part about this amazing brand. They love the heritage. They love where we're going, our vision for the future. So we've got global tennis stars like Tiafo, who are friends of the brand, who are working with us for the Escalade IQ reveal. We had Simu Liu, who has a tremendous renaissance story of his transition from being an accountant in Toronto to deciding to make the leap to Hollywood. And that kind of aligned perfectly with Escalade making that big leap into the electric future with the IQ.
Okay.
And we've got Big Boy, who can't forget Big Boy. He actually wrote a track for the IQ
original
Forever
score. Yes.
So we're naturally embedded in culture, which is phenomenal for the brand.
Yeah, and I know locally you all have worked with Rick Williams, Melissa Butler, Kim Dobine, and myself, who all lead in different industries. And what you spoke to about confidence and audaciousness and not compromising are values that I've seen all of us express in how we show up in our work. And so again, a nod to how Escalade partners with Detroiters as well. And so we've talked about tradition, we've talked about 25 years of Escalade and the heritage of Cadillac, but we can't talk about where we've been without talking about where we're going. What is the future of Cadillac and how do you see that showing up in Detroit?
Cadillac, we're really not resting on our laurels. We're looking back to our history and taking that in consideration, but also looking forward and continuing to innovate for the future.
Okay.
We've announced we're going all electric. What's nice right now is that during that transition, we're giving customers the luxury of choice. If you'd prefer our traditional ICE-powered Escalade, what we're sitting in right now, it's a phenomenal vehicle, as you've known.
Yes,
you don't
love
not
it.
Feel special driving in a Cadillac.
I've never felt more special.
Yep. And I came here today in our Escalade IQ, looking at the future and reimagining what Escalade can be. And again, to that point, 450 miles of range. So any thought of range anxiety is out the window with that vehicle. It's just delivering on everything customers want and living up to the level of craftsmanship and luxury and technology that you'd expect from Cadillac.
I love it. And you spoke about choice. So we're going to do a quick this or that and see what you choose. So really quickly, we're going to do innovation or tradition.
I think innovation informed by tradition.
Okay, I like that. Highway driving or city driving?
Definitely highway driving. Throw on Super Cruise, listen to your 40 speaker AKG audio, and you're set.
Okay, electric or gas?
That's a tough one. I do love this Escalade. We've got a phenomenal Escalade V, but when you hop in that Escalade IQ and you just see how smooth and effortless the acceleration is, how quiet it is, EV is definitely the future.
Okay, and it's good for the environment, so we love that.
Exactly.
And then music or sports?
I'd say music.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing knowledge and expertise on Cadillac, and specifically the Escalade and the future of Escalade. And we love that you were here for Vibes and Drives with Detroit CEO.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Hi.
Hey, Amber.
How are you? Good to see you.
Likewise.
Happy draft.
Happy draft.
Okay, so I'm going to do a quick vibe check. We have so many people here from all over the world. How do you feel like the vibes are in Detroit today?
The vibes in Detroit, it's bustling, it's exciting. I'm feeling the energy, just real hype right now, and excited to see what's going on. So vibe check is on point.
Okay. And speaking of vibes and the energy in the city, like if you look around, you see cleats all over the city. And I know you were the brains behind that project. Talk to me about how that came about and why it was important to get artists on the ground for the draft.
So it's always important for City Walls Detroit to have the Detroit artists, essentially local-based artists. We have to have them. They're the heartbeat of the city, and they can translate these things well. So it's very important for us to do those things. We never do anything without our Detroit-based artists, and we have to have them in order to translate, our story properly. Because if we have, outsiders, if you will, come in to do that, it won't, translate as well. So always having our Detroit artists on point to make sure that the vision is displayed is top tier for us.
So we talked about being on the ground, but also there's work in art in the sky. The People Mover Project is another one of those things. So tell me a little bit about that and how it came about as well.
Nice. So the People Mover Project, we worked closely with the department, the Detroit Transportation Corporation, and they essentially provided us with the walls for those. So we're currently still working on those. We had a couple of hiccups and delays, but that's nothing to a Detroiter, quick pivots. So we're still working through that, but those murals will be going up soon. And essentially what we're doing it for is the residents. So it's nice to have it for the visitors, but if it has to happen after the draft, that'll be too. So we're really excited about that and all the connections and collaborations that have happened thus far.
I love it. You're talking about doing it for Detroiters. Why is it important for government and transit entities to have relationships with local creatives in cities?
Because again, if you want your message translated, the artist can definitely do it. That vision has to be seen in order for people to feel accepted in a space or have buy-in in a space. The art, kind of speaks to them. So the artists help us to make sure that people connect with where they're going and what they're doing. So it's just anything that is Detroit artist based, is what we want to be a part of, and those projects are helping us to do that.
Okay, and personally, what drives you to put on for Detroit?
I was born here.
Okay.
I was raised here.
Yes.
I'm still thriving here.
Right.
Very much an East Sider. And that essentially, we're 5 generations strong with my whole family coming up from, during the Great Migration and things of that nature. So just the simple fact that I'm here, I exude it. I live, breathe, bleed it. So just that alone, and actually working for the city of Detroit, and just trying to bring my authentic, collaborative edge to it, because that's not something that's just a huge value for a lot of people. Bringing that energy, that realness, is magical for me, and me being able to do that is great.
Okay, I know you are expressing how proud you are to be from the city, and pride is something that we all take part in. So what are the top 5 murals that you are most proud of in the city of Detroit?
Oh, that's a good question, because I definitely got 5 of them. I have one, Las Flores. Ivan Montoya did that, and that's at 3rd and Selden. It's these huge potted flowers, and they're on like 4 different sconces. Beautiful mural. And one of my favorites, I actually got a slap on the wrist for that from the Detroit Historical Commission, because of course, I was supposed to get an approval for that, but it was just like, all right, sorry y'all, and found something. So we got the notice to proceed, so that was good to go. So that was like my first run in with the powers that be, and process. So my second one is called Daddy Daughter Figures by Trey Isaac. So that's on Dexter. Dexter and Davison. So that was a part of our Dexter Avenue project. Those are my top two.
Okay.
There's another one in Jefferson Chalmers by Nicole McDonald. So she does a lot of community engagement. She got in touch with Feed 'em Freedom. That's a local organization here. Tapped in with Tammy Black, who does a lot of the solar panels and things over there in Detroit of Bloom. And they're all represented on that mural. So those are my top three.
Okay. We can do 3.
Yeah.
3 is my favorite number anyway.
Sweet.
So to close it up, we're going to do a quick this or that to see what you prefer. Museum or gallery?
Gallery.
Okay. Sneakers or heels?
Sneakers.
Okay. Vintage or contemporary?
Contemporary.
Okay. Riverwalk or campus marches?
Riverwalk.
Same. And then statues or paintings?
Paintings, of course.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for vibing and driving with me today.
Yay.
And I'm so excited to see all of the art that's throughout the city, not just for the draft, but beyond.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Ooh, I'm in the Escalade. Hello.
Welcome, recording.
Yeah.
Hey, cut that.
Ooh, I'm in the Escalade.
Ooh, you got money. All right.
Welcome to Vibes and Drives with me, Detroit CEO. I'm so happy to have you.
I'm happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here. You know, we got a nice car. It's a nice day. We in Detroit. It's looking good. You look good. I look good. We all look good.
So we got to start with the vibe check. It's the 2024 NFL Draft. How would you describe the vibes in the city right now?
Honestly, it feels full. I've never seen as many people like downtown.
Yeah.
But that parking is crazy.
It is.
150 for the whole day is insane. Like, come on now.
I feel like the city and the vibe is very music oriented, right? Like, we're a music city. We're known for our music. What was your first memory with music?
Michael Jackson.
Okay.
You know, Motown. My great grandmother, she'll tell me all the time that she knew the Temptations. I don't know if she did, because she said we're also related to Frederick Douglass, and I don't think so. Cousins. I'm like, come on, Nana. But no, music has been like a big thing. My grandfather, he was a like famous drummer, so that's been like in my veins all my life.
Okay. So how would you describe the sound of the streets?
I would say just different. Like, there's so many different parts of Detroit. You got the boom bap, you got the, like, how do you want to call it? Like the cowbells. And then you got the soulful, but you also, like, it's so many vibes to Detroit. Honestly, I can't really put us in a box.
Okay. And I think that lends to, like, what our DJ scene looks like. What's your favorite part about Detroit's DJ scene?
You can go to any party and it's a different vibe. I think that's my favorite thing, because it's not going to be the same thing unless you go to like a theme party. So I like that you can really hear and see people's personality through their music choice. I think we have been a lot of places, and I've never had as much fun as I had in Detroit anywhere else, honestly.
Okay. And Detroit has a really diverse DJ scene. Who are some of your favorite DJs?
All right, so it's an OG. His name is Peggy McTiggers. That's one of my favorite DJs here. I love Stardust, AK, Jetta.
Shout out to the girls.
The girls, like, honestly, the girls are really taking over. Chris Jenkins is another one. He's great. Black Gold is another one. Black Gold. It's so many great DJs though, and I just want to like find more. Honestly, it's another one called Full Body Do-Rag. He's really fire too. I like him. So yeah, we have a lot of different vibes, and I love that. So
yeah, I love that too, and I'm so proud to announce that you are going to be visiting Detroit's DJ scene ambassador. Welcome to the club. What are you looking forward to highlighting in your role?
Honestly, like, I just want to give people their flowers, especially the women, because we work so hard, and I feel like we get overlooked. A lot of the times, it's really a male in the music industry. Honestly, it's really just dominant with the men, and the girls go hard. Like, we really sweet. Like, so I kind of want to just highlight that the most, and then just, you know, tap into different like DJs that I've never really heard of either too. So yeah.
Well, we look forward to seeing it. So we're gonna wrap it up with a quick this or that: Nike or New Balance?
I'm a go New Balance, because shout out Joe Fresh Goods, you know what I mean? And I'm DJing for New Balance today, so.
Oh wow, we love that.
Yeah.
Vinyl records or digital music?
Vinyl, 100%.
Okay. A local residency or a world tour?
I'm gonna do world tour, because I've never done that.
Okay. Motown or techno?
Ooh, I'm gonna go techno, because I like to dance.
Okay. And then a big crowd or an intimate crowd?
I'm gonna go big crowd. Okay. But I like the intimate bars too. Like, I have a lot of fun with those, but I think the big crowd is cooler.
Okay, well, cool. Thank you so much for spending time with Vibes and Drives with Detroit CEO, and I can't wait to see the work that you put out.
I'm excited. Thank you for having me. Yay. CEO, the mayor, the everything, Black Beautiful.
Okay.
Amber.
Let them know. Bow, 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 bow.
Social in the city. We out of here.
We out of here.
Hey.
Hello.
What's up? Oh, we bosses in here today.
Okay. Real Detroit stuff.
Okay, real.
Welcome.
You got us in the body. Okay,
we got room. Big body for the big bosses.
Okay. I like that.
You like that?
I like that. Yeah, we going. Okay.
I'm so excited.
Listen, this is lit. The city is on fire right now.
It's on fire. And because it's on fire, I need to do a quick vibe check with you.
Yeah.
How would you describe the vibes of Detroit right now?
Oh man, this is fun. I don't know if it's like I'm having like an adrenaline rush because I had some coffee this morning, but this is lit. Like to see downtown looking like a out of town downtown is amazing.
I know. We've never seen this.
No.
And with hundreds and thousands of Detroiters coming to the city, like, you show pride for the city and parade it like most Detroiters do. So what do you want them to know about Detroit? What do you want them to take away from their experience here?
Man, I really want you to take away that we are much deeper and much more than what they have always thought we were. The aggressives, the crime is crazy and all that. No, we really a vibe out here.
Yeah.
We really a good time
good
out
people.
here. Yeah, like first off, most of us is like gene wise from the South.
Yep.
Most of our grandparents came up here from Alabama, Mississippi. It's like we got Southern roots.
Yep.
You feel me? We just been up here a little bit longer and talk a little bit faster than our cousins from down there. But we care. We all keep it hospitable and stuff. Just, come correct.
Yeah, and that was gonna be my next question.
Come correct.
Come correct. Visit Detroit has a new shirt.
Yeah.
Come to Detroit, but come correct.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
To me, that means the door is always open. Just be respectful.
Yep.
Be respectful. Come visit. You know what I'm saying? Act like, we got our good signs out. You know what I'm saying? Put the good china out. Act like our good china out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Show some respect.
We hosting y'all.
So just like come in here, act like y'all got some sit down, don't touch nothing. Don't mess nothing up. You feel me? Take your shoes off. Not for real, because downtown streets a little dirty sometimes.
We wouldn't recommend that.
So leave your shoes. But you get what I'm saying. When you walk in somebody's house, you take your shoes off as a sign of respect, because you don't want to track dirt through their house. Don't be tracking no filth through our city.
Don't bring your dirt and don't leave it.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. We on the same. We right here with that.
We keeping it cute too.
Yeah. Come correct.
Come correct. Come to Detroit.
But come correct. Okay? Period.
And we're telling people what to do when they come, but you travel all over the country sharing your experiences. So what's something that you miss that only Detroit has when you're on the road?
It's a certain energy Detroit got.
I know that's right.
Like, it's a certain level of confidence that Detroit has that I be missing when I'm not around other people, because you gotta, this is a safe space?
This is a safe space.
Certain stuff be corny to us.
Yeah.
So I be needing some other Detroit energy around me, so I can make sure to not be to uncorn the energy around. You know what I'm saying? I gotta cut it off the cob. Gotta shuck them cobs. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I just, I be really missing the energy at home. At home, energy be real authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like, if people in the city rock with you, they rock with you. If they don't rock with you, they don't rock with you.
Yep.
You feel me? Like, the energy is just real solid and real just authentic. So I think I be missing that sometimes when I'm on the road.
I miss it too.
Yeah.
Being anywhere, I'm like, dang, I miss my people. Like, even the way we move and navigate through work is very different than people in other places.
It is. And I think this on a personal tip, like we said in the beginning, Detroit people, we real hospitable. You feel me? Like, we can go to the bar right now, and anybody in that bar, we all having a good time, somebody random gonna buy everybody a drink.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yep.
It's gonna be a good time. As long as the time is good, the time is gonna stay good.
Yep.
You feel me?
Get what you give.
Yeah. So in other places, I just be like, y'all ain't turned up like that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go to my hotel room. I'll holler at y'all later.
I understand. So speaking about how Detroiters work differently, you've done music, you've done shows, you've had networks. Yeah. What's next for Randi?
Man, that's a good question.
Okay, we gonna find out together.
Yeah. As a creative,
that's how it is.
Did y'all see how genuine that laugh was?
Yeah.
Really, like, it be hitting us out of nowhere. So, I actually was running a record label.
that recently closed, and I was excited about it because I'm able to really just focus on what I want to do right now. And genuinely, what I'm doing is I'm relaunching my soap company.
Okay.
The new name is Soap Suds and Such. I love making soap. I've always liked making soap.
Keep it clean.
I've been making soap for since I was 13 years old.
Okay.
Learned in Girl Scouts, and since then I just been doing it on my own. I like doing it because you know what ingredients is in it, and it's just something that I genuinely just like to do. Like, I tell people I make soap, and my friends that come over here and kick it with me while I'm making soap, and they're like, bro, you really enjoy this. Like, you really like a mad scientist measuring out the sodium and the water and all that stuff, and it's a good time. So I'm working on my soap company, and I have my own card game that's dropping called Let's Rant About It.
Let's rant about it.
And we did a season 1 recording, dropping the first episode of that next week. Super excited about that.
Yeah, talk to me about that a little bit more. What's the mission and the feeling about ranting about something?
So the mission and the feeling about it is genuinely just creating a safe space. I know that you might hear the word rant and be like, you about to go on a tangent. And sometimes that is the case.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we need to go on a rant. You feel me? You know, Jesus shook the table for a reason. Flipped the church upside down. Stop playing with me. But I think that in these conversations, we try to present all these conversations like they're going to be so healthy and it's going to just be so calm and collective. And in real life, like, sometimes we working through some real stuff right now in society. We're navigating new waters. Men are showing up differently in society. Women's role in society is adjusting. So that means men's role in society is adjusting. If it's adjusting professionally, that means it's going to be adjusting at home on certain levels too. And for us to get out of this space of gender wars, we have to be intentional about how this conversation is going.
Okay.
Let's Rant is a safe space for that, to have healthy, honest conversation with your real opinion, but we gonna listen to each other. It might get a little heated sometimes because in real life, conversations get heated sometimes. But our goal here is to combat the gender war that seems to be going on right now.
Okay. And we need that more than ever.
Yeah, because according to social media, ain't nobody in a happy relationship. Ain't nobody happily married. Ain't nobody healthy. Everybody narcissistic. Bro, I've been married for almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years next month. You feel me?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We love black love.
Thank you. And I want to show people that it exists. It's possible. Every time a situation pops up in your relationship, you don't have to break up. You feel me? It's things you can work through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the point.
That's what we
don't have the skills.
Yeah, a lot of us don't because we weren't taught it or we weren't raised around it for real. So I want to create a space where, maybe some of your favorite influencers can talk about that. And that's it.
Okay. Well, just to wrap up, we're going to do a quick this or that.
Ooh, I love that.
I know a lot of people like to rant through music. We hear it on the airways every day. So rap or rock?
Rock.
Reading or TV?
Depending on what I'm reading, but usually reading.
Okay. East side or west side?
East, of course.
On camera or behind the camera?
That depends on the project, but I'll say on camera.
Okay. And then comedy or drama?
Comedy.
All right. Well, thanks so much for tuning in and being a guest on Vibes and Drives. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Good day.
This is good. Hey, think about it. Good day.
Good day.
You a vibe, Amber.
Thank you.
Oh, there's somebody in the car.
Hello. Welcome.
What up, though? I could get used to this.
Okay, happy drives.
Oh, my
We in the
goodness.
Elay with it. Okay, you can see the world from here.
This look crazy to me. I feel like I should be in a rainforest with this open. So I just got back from the Dominican Republic, and it looked like Jurassic Park out there, and then we come back to the city, and it's like, oh yeah, you in Detroit.
I love it. I love it. So we're going to start with a quick vibe check.
Okay.
We're not in the rainforest, but how do you feel like the energy in Detroit feels right now?
I feel like, we have company. So everybody trying to figure it out, but I still feel like for the city, it's a good look. I think the more people in the city that are incorporated, wait, who's that? I don't know if that was me. More people in the city that are incorporated into the vibe, to me, I think Visit Detroit has been doing a great job on that level for us. So the vibe check for me is very positive, and I feel great.
Okay, so what about Detroit keeps you inspired to continuously create?
Yeah, I think part of the process for being a part of We Are Culture Creators and working with creatives in the community is like the authenticity, but also the flexibility and ability to create and innovate in a different way. Detroit has always been a part of the innovative process of culture, and particularly Black culture in America. And being able to be right now where we're at in this window, whether it was techno or punk or Motown or now even the wave of hip hop and rap that's coming out of Detroit, but also architecture, design, painters, visual artists. There's just this great current of Detroit artists that are authentically from here. And being someone who moved here, you know, almost 11 years ago and growing up in Saginaw, I always try to say, anytime I get an interview, I get to say Saginaw. I get to say it, you know? It feels great that this innovation is happening across so many different spaces of art and culture.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about We Are Culture Creators. What inspired you to get started and what's next for you all?
Yeah, so like our logo is a hand and a flame, right? And I have the flame tattooed on my face, but really, you know, we could say like the short version is, oh, we provide access and equity for young artists of color in the city of Detroit. And that's the real easy kind of spiel so people can process it. But in the logo is the hand and the flame is the spirit. It's the cerebral part, it's the idea, it's the inspiration. And then you also, in order to build the pyramids, need your hands to create and shape the clay and shape the rocks and chisel and do all of these things. And so what inspired us to create We Are Culture Creators was to see how much young talent was in Detroit and that they deserved an opportunity to be at a higher level and amplified as young professionals. And that was really the inspiration, was the hand and flame, the creativity with the physical art.
I love that, and I love the equity piece. I know when I was a playlist princess, you were booking me.
Yeah.
When I was doing poetry, you were booking me.
I remember that.
And
yeah.
so being a part of that is really cool. And not only do you like uplift creative communities, but you put them in positions to show importance with corporate communities. And so why is that important?
Yeah, I mean, I think like the access to the economics of art is important. I think, you know, we all create. I think as humans, we're all on bases and rhythms, right? Like our heart rate is a rhythm, our breathing is a rhythm. But I think when it comes to taking that art and what we create and what we visualize in a society like modern day, like capitalism, we have to also navigate how to be at the table equitable. It's not just being at their table, but it's also having our principles, our morals, and our ethics in line. And I think in a city like Detroit, that is majority folks of color, there's a clear distinction of who has access to power and who doesn't. And I feel like as somebody who is mentoring so many young creatives, it's important that we teach them how to navigate that power, but not only access that power, but also how to disseminate that within our community. How do we also reach back to connect to other young people, to other creatives? And that's really where the power is in our organization. It's not just about you having a big budget and being paid fairly, but it's also about what do you do with that access to power? What do you do with that access to privilege? What do you do with those layers? And, you know, to me, it's great that we have artists that have gone viral. It's great that all those type of things exist in our community. But what's more important to me is that they're good human beings.
Yeah.
And that they're good young men, women, they, thems, and everything in between.
Okay. And I want to ask, we have hundreds of thousands of people coming to the city of Detroit. Where are some of your top 5 spots in the city?
Well, for me, you know, Southwest, because that's where I'm at, right? You want to always visit Southwest. I think like if you're going to visit the city, you also have to visit the art scene. That's not one place, but there's multiple spaces. And I think tapping in with like the hooligans, tapping in even with folks like you and following their pages, being in the authentic art scene of Detroit is another one. For us, we run a series called Fiesta House. If you come to Detroit, you definitely want to check out a Fiesta House series. And that's at multiple venues, like some of the best venues like Spotlight, like Marble Bar, like a club. Those venues are really dope. And then we also have like some of the spaces. One of our favorite places in the city is La Esencia, which is just a taco spot. It's a mercado. It's a place where people gather. So it's not like I can list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but to me, the vibe is if you come to Detroit, look for the art, look for the culture, look for the food. You know, even Metro Detroit has a lot of like very huge Arab influence. Like that's some of our favorite places to go, is just hit up like any of the multiple restaurants that are in Dearborn, and you'll be able to experience Detroit the way we experience Detroit.
Yeah. And speaking of a Detroit experience, I'm so proud to announce you as one of the upcoming ambassadors for Visit Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
Highlighting the If You Know, You Know scene.
Okay, If You Know, You Know. That's what we named it?
We're still working on the name. It's a work in progress. But you know, underground, If You Know, You Know.
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward to sharing with people?
Yeah, I think the one thing that's hard to tap into any city culture is like you're gonna get what you find on social media, what you find on the internet. There's all this nuance of culture and creativity that's happening in between the lines. And to me, like, again, it is like if you know, you know. If you're not tapped into that, it's really hard to find. And so what I find myself doing a lot of times is when I have friends and people visiting, and also people that just don't have access to community, is I'm taking them into those spaces, right? It's the nuanced crevices of our culture that gets overlooked, that isn't fully commodified and commercialized, but is almost in this very authentic space of its own creative energy. And so to me, that's what I'm most excited about, is showing people that, you know, like we get a lot of times when we produce parties as we are as culture creators, or we produce cultural events, like, oh, this feels like DC, this feels like New York, it's like, no, this feels like Detroit.
It feels like Detroit.
It's just that they don't have a reference to understand that's what Detroit has been.
Yeah.
Like, people have creative at high levels. I mean, you can name multiple visual artists, performers, DJs that have come out of Detroit, hip hop artists. That culture never stopped. People think that Motown stopped and then there was nothing. Like, it's like, no, the culture has always been here and has continued to evolve. And so that's what I'm most looking forward to do, is to expose people to that level of Detroit.
Okay, we look forward to you sharing the culture and how it's evolved.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some of those videos out too.
Okay, so just to wrap up, we're gonna do a quick this or that.
All right.
Backyard or venue?
Backyard.
Okay, live poetry or live music?
Oh, that's hard. Live music. Okay. Being a poet is hard. Live music.
Yeah. Pre-party or after party?
Oh, after party, definitely. After party.
The after
party.
Okay, sweet or salty?
Salty.
DIY or prefab?
DIY.
Okay.
Yeah, always 100%.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming to Vibes and Drives, and I'm looking forward to seeing the content that you put out.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Yes, happy drive, gang.
Hey.